Everybody, hope you guys are all doing great. Just wanted to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Hope everybody's getting ready. I see people on Facebook already in the kitchen cooking and all of that, and so hope everybody's got their bellies ready. But I do want to just share with you, I haven't posted in a while. Just been dealing with just some struggles. Honestly, I just really didn't feel like my videos, I felt like maybe it was just too much, and maybe they weren't really, maybe the time was done for them, and so I didn't want to keep pushing something if God was finished with that. But I do want to share with you, though, something that God's just been really showing me, and opening my eyes to, is the importance of family. And during this holiday season, let that be kind of that motivator to get us motivated to make amends with people that maybe have hurt us or said something that offended us, or whatever the case is. And I know you don't really want to hear that, but I do want to say this, that life is so short, and if we're not careful, those that we love we'll wake up one day and they're gone. And the things that we wished we could have said, or the things we wished we could have done, the amends that we wished we could have made, we sometimes get so caught up in our hurt and in our stubbornness that we're not willing to let our guard down and give a person another chance. And while every case is different, I do understand that. And sometimes the other person doesn't necessarily want that, doesn't want that relationship. But I do know this. I know that in times of our hurt, we can become very selfish, and rightfully so. It's a protecting mechanism, I believe, that is built inside of us, and so we want to protect ourselves from being hurt again. Therefore, we become stubborn and we become, resistant. And so I just want to challenge you. The Lord just began speaking to me. I was driving home, and I was just thinking about, I'm so excited. I get to go to my sister's tomorrow. Love going Thanksgiving, just spending time with my family that I don't really get to see often. But in John chapter 8, verse 7, and this is the story where they were fixing to stone the woman that she was caught in adultery. And so to deal with her sin, they were going to stone her to death. And Jesus steps up and he says, if any one of you is without sin, let him be the first to throw a stone at her. And nobody could throw a stone at her because nobody is without sin. And what God just began showing me is that nobody is without fault. And yeah, while there may be somebody that's in your family that has hurt you, that has offended you, that, may be different than you or see things differently than you, you're probably, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but you're probably not perfect either. You've probably said something to somebody along the way that maybe you shouldn't have, or done something that you shouldn't have. I know for me, I know that a lot of times my mouth gets the better of me and I say things that just kind of blurts out, and I don't mean to. And I know that as I've grown in my walk with God, He's helped me to be slower to speak, but that wasn't always the case. And so, we're all guilty of, making a mistake or not being there for somebody that needed us at that time. And through that, hurt happens and things happen. And so I just want to challenge you and encourage you that as we go through the holiday season coming up, starting tomorrow, begin to pray and ask God to help you make amends. Our pastor's been talking about relationships the last few weeks, and just the importance of those relationships. And, what better time than to begin to amend those relationships during the holidays. And, there are things that I look back on with my mom, and I would love to make things right with her. We were good when she passed away, but there are things that I think back on what I said and how I said it. And I am just, I'm so hurt that I can't go to her and say I'm sorry for even having that tone. Same thing with my dad, and you can't get that back. And so I just encourage you that while you still have your family, and it doesn't mean that you have to agree with their ways. It doesn't mean that you're saying that what they said is okay. It's just saying, you know what? I'm not perfect either. And I want us to find a way to be able to get past this, because for generations and generations and generations to come, as long as you keep that relationship severed, it will carry out for the next generations to come. And so because you and your parent hasn't aught, or you and your sister hasn't talked in years, or you're mad with, with so-and-so or aunt, whoever, because of how they were, it begins to carry through your family tree. And honestly, I don't want to be the reason that my children can't have relationships with other people in my family. And don't get me wrong, I know that some people, maybe you've tried those relationships and you've tried to fix them, and the other person just don't want it. But there is a difference, though, when you go to that person and you say, look, we can agree to disagree, but our family's got to come first. Our family's got to be most important. We should be able to sit around with all of our family at the dinner table and recognize the blessings that we have as a family. We should be able to celebrate, the birth of Jesus together as a family. And so I challenge you and I encourage you that begin to pray, and it doesn't have to happen overnight, but begin to pray for God to soften your heart and to help you to be able to make those amends with your loved ones. Blood is thicker than water, as they always say, but your heart and forgiveness and amends, it goes so much further than just the words. And so I encourage you, and I pray that everybody will have an amazing, blessed Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family, enjoy your time together, and just be blessed. We are a very blessed generation. We are so blessed, and God is so good to us. And I just thank you for taking the time to listen to me. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.